Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stamp with Anna. This week we're going to continue our clothing card series, and we're going to make aprons. The first apron we're going to make is this cute little thank you card apron. And it's a perfect way to give someone a little coffee gift card as a thanks for something they did for you. And originally when I designed it, I had just made it to fit the card right there, but I didn't like the way the card looked up against this. I think if it was a Starbucks coffee card, the greens and the browns and that would have looked better, but this is Dunkin' Donuts, which is what we drink around here. So I decided to make this little card to go over it, and I stamped it with some coffee beans. But anyway, what we need for this is we need a piece of early espresso cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then I have a piece of designer series paper from the Coffee Break DSP, and it's part of the coffee suite that's in the new annual catalog, and that's cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then we need a little bit of Pierre Pizzazz to make this pocket for the gift card, and then we need some scrap white to stamp and cut out the thank you and the different parts of the coffee cup. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach our designer series paper to our card front, and just line that up so it's nice and square. Now we need to make the cutouts for our apron, and to do that I'm going to use the layering ovals thinlits, and I'm going to, with my ruler, mark in 1 inch from either shoulder. So 1 inch there, and then 1 inch here, and then I'm going to mark down 2 3/4 on either side. Then I'm going to take my oval and I'm going to line those up so that they connect. Now still, because this is an oval, this kind of makes a curve, and up at the top of your shoulder, that's not really how an apron looks. An apron is more straight, so I'm going to show you how to straighten that out. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to trace that. And when I run that through my Big Shot, I'm going to just line this up to that line, so that way I know I'm going to get it exactly where I want it. So I'm going to run this through the Big Shot, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've run that through. Now I could do the same thing on this side, but I want to make sure that I get a perfect exact cut so that the two sides are the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, this is the piece I cut out here, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to bring it over here and line it up to where those marks are. And then I'm going to mark it and line it up with my oval framelit and cut that through the Big Shot. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have my two pieces cut out, and they're the same. So now we have this curled shoulder, and that's what doesn't look realistic. So to fix that, what we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler, straighten our card on our work surface, and then we're just going to make a line, and we're going to cut that so that it's seamless and it's a nice straight line. Okay, so I'm just going to come in with my shears and just straighten that out. Okay, and we'll do this side too. Now it may not turn out perfect, but you can certainly trim so that you just don't want to have that curl, because that's just not very realistic looking. Okay, so there we have that. Now the next thing we're going to do is make our pocket here. And for that, I used the stitch shapes framelits, the largest square. So I'm going to cut this out, the front out. I'm going to run this through my Big Shot. I'll be right back. Okay, here's my square. Now I don't want to just simply attach this here because I do want it to have a little bit of space there. See the little side flaps right here and here so that my card will fit. So what I have to do is cut out 3 pieces of paper, 3 little strips that are going to go on all 3 of these sides, and they need to have a score line in them. So I'm going to make 3 strips that are about ½ an inch long, ½ an inch wide, and I'm going to score at ½ an inch. Excuse me, I'm going to score at 1/4 of an inch and cut at ½ an inch. So I'm going to have 3 strips like this with 1 score line in the middle. So again, I'm going to score at 1/4 of an inch and cut at ½ an inch. And the last one, score at ½ an inch and cut. Score at 1/4 of an inch. I don't know why I keep saying that. So it's score at 1/4 of an inch and cut at ½ of an inch. So now I have these. They're a little longer than I need, so I'm going to trim those down. So I could have trimmed it first, but I had that piece of paper there, so I just cut it as it was. So these are probably like 2 inches. They just need to fit along the sides there, and I'll show you what we're going to do with them. So we're going to score them like this. Okay. And then to make neat edges, we're going to angle the edges. Okay, that's so nothing will catch on them and they won't show where they are. Okay. And with a little bit of score tape, the tear tape. Okay, so now I have my 3. I'm going to take some tear tape and I'm just going to put it on one side of each one of these. Then with my pokey tool, I'm going to lift this tape off. And I want to be careful that we don't have any overhanging glue, adhesive from our tear tape. And if you do, just turn that back. If you're concerned, you can just certainly cut your strip of paper a little wider than ½ an inch. But this will be fine. I'm just going to score that back. Now, I'm going to attach this on 3 sides with the folded edge on the outside. Okay, so I'm going to just put that right there. And one right here. And one right here. Now I've made a little pocket that my gift card is going to fit into. Now we need to put a little bit more tape. You could use liquid glue. You could use snail wouldn't be strong enough, fast fuse. So whatever works. You probably could have put this down while you were doing the other one and just didn't lift it. 6 of one, half dozen of another, right? I guess it gets there one way or the other. Okay, now we're going to take all of these off. And again, you want to be careful of where your adhesive is, because you don't want it interfering with your gift card going in and out of that little pocket. Okay. Okay, so if you have any glue, just bring it back in, fold it over so it doesn't stick on the inside of your pocket. Then we're going to center that with the top part is open because you're making a pocket. I'm going to center it right where you'd like it and press it down. And now you have a pocket that has some room to actually put something in. So now we're going to do all of our stamping. And there really isn't much to stamp except for the card, the cover, and the little thanks a latte. So the card that we're using is this piece here. Oops, my ribbon came off. This piece here is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. So 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we're going to round the ends off. And for that, I'm using the corner rounder that was part of the Project Life kit that unfortunately has been retired. And on a little scrap, I'm going to stamp my coffee bean. I mean my the lid to my coffee cup, my thanks a latte. So let's see. I'm going to bring in my Pierce mat because I'm using a photopolymer stamp set. And I'm also going to bring a piece of scrap paper in because I'm going to stamp off on my coffee beans. So the coffee beans are going to be done in early espresso. And we're just going to randomly stamp those all over. And it's okay. I think I've missed a few spots, but that's all right. Okay, and there's our coffee bean. Put that aside. Now on our scrap piece here with Sahara sand, we're going to stamp the cover to our coffee cup. And with Pure Pizzazz, we're going to stamp thanks a latte. And that's all the stamping we have to do. Now we're going to do some die cutting. So with the dies that coordinate with this coffee cafe set is the coffee cups framelits. So we're going to die cut the cover out, and then there's this great little oval, and we're going to die cut that. And then on a piece of scrap Whisper White, we're going to die cut our coffee cup. And on a scrap of crumb cake, we're going to die cut our coffee protection so that we don't get our hand, the sleeve is called. So I'm going to go cut these through the machine. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all my pieces, and now I just have to put my card together. The first thing I'm going to do is take my coffee cup. I did not stamp my coffee cup. I just die cut it out. I'm going to put that in the center of my card. Then I am going to put some dimensionals on the lid of my coffee cup. Put one on either side. Just want that raised a little bit. Center that on my cup. Then I'm going to, I just love this. It's so cute. And the die, the framelit, cuts and embosses, which I just think is so terrific. So I'm going to line that up on my cup. And I'm going to pop dot with some dimensionals my Thanks a Latte. Right in the middle there. Now all we have to do is attach our ribbon, and to do that I turned my card over and I lined up where I wanted my holes to be, right about there, and then just on the front layer, so make sure you open your card up. You can use whatever you have for hole punch. I'm going to use my crocodile because I'm doing a 3/16 hole. So the ones in the back, I did them in the back so that I could see the hole better on the solid color. So I'm going to just pop that through. And then on the inside, I love this little crocodile. Okay, so all my holes are done. So the last thing I need to do is just attach all my ribbons. So for my ribbons on the side here, I'm just going to come in, like I said, just on the top layer. And I'm going to tie a knot. A big enough knot so it doesn't go through the hole when I tug on it. Okay, there we go. And if you have a little too much overhang with your scissors, just snip that off. And then I'm going to make it just about this big. Okay, I'm going to do one on the other side. Oh, come on. There we go. Tie a knot. Trim the sides, trim this, and there are side apron strings. Now for the top, we're going to come in. Oh, we're going to go through this way. I'm sorry. Front to back for the top. And I'm going to swing it around this side here. Okay. I'm going to tie a knot on this one here. I'm going to just tie a knot right here on the end of this. Well, we're going to make it different. This one here, we tied it on to the side of it so that it wouldn't come off. This one here, we're just going to tie a knot right at the end of it. Okay? And there's that. We're going to trim this off. And straighten this up. I'm going to cut it, and we're going to make another knot. Okay, and after we adjust how long we want our neck piece to be, we just tighten that knot and trim that off. And there's our top. Okay, the last piece of ribbon we need to tie is on our front card. And we're just going to bring this over and make a simple knot on that. Okay, I'm going to bring it up here a little bit. A little glue dot on the back of it so it doesn't move. Maybe about there. And that fits in our little pocket beautifully. And I'm going to take my gift card, put that right in there, and there we go. Isn't that cute? And what a great way to thank someone with a little gift card. So come back tomorrow and we're going to be doing another apron card. And if you have any questions about this project or any of the products I've used, contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. Thanks for watching.